Hello. So today economic survey has been released. In this economic survey, few things have been mentioned about the Indian economy. So we are going to discuss only few things. For example, the projection of Indian economy, and then we will move to what are the challenges Indian economy is facing and what are the growth drivers are there for the Indian economy. So first important thing we are going to discuss about the projections of Indian economy. So basically economic survey also has projected India as the fastest growing major economy, and that is a good thing for India as well as for the world. So here economic survey has projected around 6.0 to 6.8% of GDP growth this coming year, and that is the reason this Indian economy is going to become fastest growing major economy. And even IMF also has projected in its World Economic Outlook, where IMF has projected India as fastest growing economy with projected growth rate was 6.5%, and that is the highest growth rate that is given to any country. So that the way the future looks great for Indian economy as well as for the world. Now move to the next. Next thing is what are the challenges that Indian economy is facing? Because everything is not great, because still we are recovering from this COVID pandemic, and second, still the Russia and Ukraine war is going to continue. It is not still stopped. So because of that, the global supply chain has been disrupted. Global basically regarding this energy supply also has been disrupted. So here, what challenges that Indian economy is still facing? The first challenge that Indian economy is facing: depreciating Indian rupee. Depreciating Indian rupee. Reason? Because inflation is still high. Because inflation is still high in all the advanced economies, for example, European Union's countries, for example, USA. So because of that, these countries' central bank, they are increasing the interest rates. Because of that, capital is flowing from India to that market, that is USA as well as European Union market, and because of that, continuously the Indian rupee is depreciating. And since our economy, where import is basically consists of few things that is compulsory in nature, for example, fuel, and because of that, our import cost continuously increasing, and because of that, it is going to increase this current account deficit also. So first important problem that Indian economy is facing, depreciating this Indian rupee. And second thing that it is facing is further increase in policy rates by US central bank, because still it is not clear कि कब तक this US federal bank or for example this UK central bank, they continuously still increasing their repo rate, correct? So this is another uncertainty that global economy is facing. And third important thing is widening current account deficit. So why it is widening? Because import cost is already increasing because of depreciating of this Indian rupee. So because of that, import bill is increasing, and world economic growth has been slowed down, and because of that, our export is reduced, and because of that reason, this widening of current account deficit is also one of the major challenge that Indian economy is facing. Next problem is loss of export stimulus, because government of India has given a lot of export stimulus packages, but that is not working. Reason? Because world economy growth is completely in slowdown position, and because of that, the demand in world economy that is not that up to the mark, and because of that, Indian export is not growing in that pace that we have projected. So this is one other challenge that Indian economy is facing. Now comes to third things, what are the growth drivers are there? Why still India is considered as the fastest growing economy? So what are the growth drivers are there to this Indian economy? Correct? So first important is resilience in the private consumptions. Correct? Resilience in the private consumptions, because private consumption still is high, and because of this, because during COVID pandemic times, people have not spent that much money. So now when this COVID situation is continuously improving in India as well as around the world, so now because of that this pent of demand increased. So because of that this private consumption is increasing. So definitely demand has been created by this resilience in the private consumptions. Next good thing is universal vaccination coverage. So what is the benefit of this universal vaccination coverage that has happened in India? Because of this, the contact related services, for example, restaurant, malls, cinema, all these services that is completely based on contact based services. The demand for these services also going to increase. And since when demand will increase, then definitely it will be helpful for the Indian economy. Third important, housing market rebounding. Because we have seen during COVID time, people are migrating to their hometown, rural areas. Because of that, the demand of the housing sector is completely reduced. But now, when this economy is recovering, people are returning back to the cities. And because of that reason is the housing market demand also start increasing. So whatever the inventory was there, the inventory start also decreasing. Next, increase in capital expenditure. This is again a good thing. The capital expenditure has been increased from 12% to 19% that the economic survey has reported. And the revenue expenditure has actually decreased. The revenue expenditure has decreased, but capital expenditure has been increased. Capital expenditure means the expenditure that government actually does in infrastructure sectors, correct? Or in capital goods. So that is a good thing because it definitely is going to give a major push in Indian economy. Next thing, that growth driver is strengthening of corporate balance sheet. How it's happened? Because of this insolvency, correct, is because of this IBC code that came into effect. Because of that, the lot of the issues that corporate sectors were facing, that balance sheet starts improving now. Borrowers and lenders both are happy. Whatever their problems were there, these problems have been solved by this IBC. Next is improved financial health of public sector banks. Because see, if we see in 2000 till 2005 or 2008, these banks have given loan to the corporate sectors as well as non-corporate sectors. And because of that, after some time what will happen? They will not be able to return back the money. So lot of basically they became NPA, non-performing assets, and this credit burst happened. But now these public sector banks have been improving because first happened credit boom, and then after this basically 2008 to 2015 or 2016, this period is considered as credit bust. But now the situation has been improved. The credit growth in these public sector banks have been started improving. The NPA situations have started improving. Next is high credit growth to MSME sectors. Because MSME sectors, they are good for generation of this basically employment. When employment going to be generated, then definitely the salary or disposal income is going to be improved in each households. When disposal income is going to be increased, automatically what will happen? The demand going to be created in the market. So, and high credit growth happened in MSME sectors. That means around 30% of credit actually is going to MSME sector only. And then shift in borrowing funding choice. Earlier these sectors, corporate sectors or non-corporate sectors, they were taking loan from where? Basically from the bond market, from the external commercial borrowings. But now, because of in global economy, inflation is high, so their central bank, they are increasing basically the repo rate or policy rates. Because of that, these are also becoming costly now. So now they started shifting this funding choice to the banks. So now they start taking money, start taking loan from the bank, and because of that, the credit growth also happened in the banking sector, and definitely then automatically it will going to improve financial health of public sector banks also, because ultimately they will also going to earn money. So these are some of the growth drivers of the Indian economy, and because of these reasons, definitely Indian economy is going to become one of the major fastest growing economy in the world. Thank you.